Hey guys, it is Citra here again, and this morning I am growing a teleport rune out of sugarcane. This is because someone commented on my channel asking if it was possible to do that. They also asked if you could do it with cactus, but the answer is no. This setup is growing with sugarcane a bit tricky, mainly because you need to have water adjacent to every single piece, and by the nature of a teleport rune, that's not always going to be the case. But I artificially grew more sugarcane on top of this to make it a bit taller and to put in more options for teleporting. So you can grow them out of sugarcane, it's just a little bit tricky, and they won't grow. You can only get 2 destinations out of a naturally grown teleport rune of sugarcane, not 3, even though they grow 3 high. You can, however, grow it yourself just by placing more sugarcane on top of existing sugarcane. The game allows you to do that, so you can have, like I have here, about 4 different destinations. And the neat thing about it is that from inside, it's very difficult to realise that you're inside a teleport room. Although that does mean that people are slightly more likely to break them. But you can walk through them. That's another neat thing. You can walk into and out of these sugarcane runes so easily. And so yeah, each rune, each layer of sugarcane works fine, linking to the destinations that you put in. Quite easy to dismantle it as well if you ever needed to. Now I'll just show you guys how I got the center blocks working, those ones at the bottom there. Because they're the trickiest bit, because you need to have adjacent water, and you can't do that with the plus shape that around them. So I had water from below, underneath the other runes, being adjacent to those blocks there, that would allow the 4 center pieces to grow. And XX Ricky XX also asked how I'd built the, what was it called? The trapdoor mechanism for the Recoil rune. So I'm going to knock up a quick example of that for you guys so you can see how it was made. No, not snow. It needs to be wool. Doesn't need to be wool, but it is wool. Now if you imagine that this gap in the wool there was where the drop shaft was, then it's fairly simple. This repeater needs to be on about 4 ticks, I believe. Otherwise you end up with timing issues. Yep, that's good. Then you need to have 2 redstone torches on the ground like this. Has to be 2 because the signals need to match up. This torch needs to be off when the wire is off. And what will happen is, step 1 is that signal will reach into this torch here and power on. Then these pistons will get shoved out on top of it, and the power will go into there, pushing up the block. Then what will happen is that when I flick the switch again, the power here will turn off first, and then the piston will retract and then get sucked back in, like that. It is exactly the same concept as the door that Jeb built, the secret door that Jeb built for the 1.7 demonstration video. I have a copy here. The only difference is that it's rotated on its side 90 degrees, so it works on the floor instead of a wall. Now during the week, one of my subscribers posted a question. He had had problems with making a Recoil rune work in the nether, and so I experimented and found out the problem was a configuration problem with Runecraft. And if you're ever getting this error message here that the distance to the destination is too large, then you need to have an administrator open up the disabledrunes.txt and add in the line enable multi-world travel, and that will allow Recoil runes and teleport runes and all forms of Runecraft teleportation to work between the nether and the real world or any other dimensions that your server happens to be running. So whilst I was preparing for this last section, a creeper came in and blew up my stores. Probably close that. I thought the space was secure. But back to the video. I was put onto this idea by Vinusel, another rune crafter, who said that you could use Xeric's chest to conduct redstone, just like I do here. These torches here, when redstone current goes up that wire there, they'll turn on. So if I summon Xeric's chest, power goes directly in via the repeaters. It has to be a repeater, and then goes back up through there and into here. There are a huge amount of ideas that you could do with this thing, and I'm going to make an advanced tutorial wholly about this because it just sent my mind racing. So huge thanks to Vinusel for that. Do expect that tutorial in the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys for watching. This has been a video addressing your comments and suggestions, questions from throughout the week. Depending on how this is received, I might make that a regular thing, and I might not. If you have more questions or suggestions, just pop them in the comments for the relevant video, and I will try and get back to you. Thanks, and I will see you all next time.